In this video, I'm going to run through the stuff I showed last night on how to source images and sound effects and fonts for your use in project number one. So for project number one, you're creating a TV promo and you're going to need maybe a few images, some sound effects, and a font or two to use for whatever concept or theme that you come up with. So I've opened up my browser and I've done a Google search on UFOs here because maybe I'm doing a science fiction TV show. So I've searched for UFO. And the key thing here, whoops, let me pull it up again. The key thing is that you go to images and then that you click on tools and sort by size, sort by large size, so that any image that you use is going to be large enough for our composition in After Effects. Now, if we're looking for just a background image, it can be whatever we need. But if we're looking for something that we're going to cut out, then ideally we want to look for something that's going to be easy to cut out. So like this, for example, that'd probably be pretty easy to cut out, or maybe this one here. Now, when we find an image that we want to use, we click on it and make sure we get the big one on the side over here. You don't want to save the little thumbnail image. That's going to be too small to use. Come over here to the big image. It shows you the resolution in the bottom right corner. And we're making stuff for 1920 by 1080 HD resolution in After Effects. So we want to make sure that anything we grab is going to be close to that size or big enough for our use in After Effects. So pay attention to that resolution in the bottom right corner there. And when you find an image you want to use, you're going to right click or control click on it and do Save Image As. And I'll go ahead and save that out here to my desktop. Now I'll show how to cut that out and prep it in Photoshop in a separate video here. But the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and look for another image to use. So I'll make another tab here. And let's say I'm going to look for a space background. So again, I can just do a Google image search, click on images, and then tools. Whoops. And make sure that I sort by large size. Find a nice large image to use. So this looks cool right there. And look at that nice high resolution image. Again, if we want it to fill our frame in After Effects, it needs to be 1920 by 1080 or larger. And then we just control click or right click and go Save Image As. And again, I'll save that out here to my desktop. Okay, so now I've got two images that I'm going to use. I've got the image I'm going to use for my background, and then I've got the image here that I'm going to cut out, and I'm going to make the UFO fly around in front of the background, right? So that's my idea. Now I'll show that in another video, but I also need some sound effects and some fonts. So for the font, we'll go to the website 1001 Free Fonts. .com. 1001freefonts.com has got all these great categories of themed fonts. So for my demo here, I want a science fiction font. So I'll click on the science fiction group and then scroll through and find a font that I think looks cool. I like this one here, so I'm going to click download. And that's going to download it to the download folder on my computer. If I open that up, I can find that file. And usually these download as a compressed zip file. You can simply double click the zip file to decompress it, and that will become a folder. If you open up the folder, there should be one or more fonts inside that folder. And fonts usually have .ttf or .otf file suffix. Either one will work on your computer. And to install it, you simply double click it. And then in the little window that appears, you click the install option. And that font will now be available inside of After Effects as well as other programs on your computer for you to use. Now remember to keep a copy of the fonts that you use with your other files, with your images and everything else. That way, if you move to a different computer, you can install that font on the new computer, okay? Because in order to use a special font, you do have to have it installed on the computer in order for After Effects to be able to use it. So keep a copy of the font with your project and your source. Okay, so that's how we can get some images to use and some fonts to use. Now, what about sound effects? In this first project, you're not using any video, so you don't need to worry about looking for video. But we do want to add some sound effects or maybe some music to our finished movie. So to look for some sound effects, I would recommend going to YouTube. So I'll just jump over here to YouTube. And then we can search up whatever we need there. YouTube is a wealth of sound effects and stock footage these days. You can find almost anything on here, thankfully. So let's say I was looking for maybe a sound effect of like a jet engine. I'll type in jet engine sound effect, and pretty sure something will come up here. Okay, here's a sound effect file. I'll click on it, see what it sounds like.
Kroger brand products come with a money-back quality guarantee, so they're
of course you have to watch a commercial first. All right, great. That'll work for what I need. So I want to save that sound effect off of YouTube. And the way that I recommended or showed last night in class for doing that is to download the ClipGrab application. If you go to clipgrab.org, and then download the free ClipGrab app. This is a very useful and safe little app to use that you can use to extract files off of YouTube and Vimeo and other sites like that. Now, I've already installed it on my computer and have it on here. If I go into my applications folder, I think I've already got it in here somewhere. There it is, ClipGrab. So I'll open it up. The way this app works, taking a moment to open, I haven't used it in a while. Oh, it's telling me I need to download an update, so I better do that. And the way this app works is when you find something on YouTube or Vimeo that you want to extract and save, you simply copy the URL. So highlight the address or URL here at the top, go edit, copy, and then in the ClipGrab install. All right, let me do that real quick. Copy that in there. Like I said, it's been a while since I've used it on this particular computer, so I obviously had an older version. It'll take a moment here to copy over. I think it's going a little slower because I'm doing a screen recording at the same time. Okay, so now I should be able to open the app and use it. And again, the way ClipGrab app is we copy the URL from the from YouTube or Vimeo, whatever it is, and then inside of ClipGrab, we simply paste the URL, Command V on your keyboard to paste, into that field there, and then click the button that says grab this clip, and then tell it where to save it. So I'm going to save it out here to my desktop, and we can watch the progress right here. Usually downloads pretty quick. There it is. So now I'll go ahead and hide all this stuff. And out here on my desktop now, or in my download folder. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. On my desktop, there's the MP4 file of that sound effect. Okay, so again, easy way to, once you've got the software installed, easy way to save sound effect files or music files off of YouTube is simply by copying that URL from the page and then pasting it into the field here on Clip Grab and then clicking Grab the Clip. All right, so that's how I recommend. Now, there's other ways of doing it too, actually. If you know another way of extracting, files off of YouTube, feel free to do it that way. That's just the way that I usually do it. But anyway, now you know some easy ways to get some source files together for project number one, and that's really all you need. You need a few images to work with. You need some fonts to use, and maybe a few sound effects and or some music. We're not going to use any video in this first project. So once you've got those source elements together, of course, your next step is going to be to bring the stuff into After Effects and start building the composition. And if you weren't in class last night, we'll be recapping how to do that in class next week. All right, feel free to reach out with any questions, and I'll see you next time.